semua pemenang ya. Okey. So kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh type di ruangan komen ya. So seperti biasa mungkin Cikgu Rashid.
Okey.
Cikgu Rashid
Tanpa membuang masa, saya share lah apa event ataupun data ekonomi yang akan keluar. Boleh nampak Forex Factory saya ya?
Boleh.
Boleh ya? Okey. Sebelum pergi minggu depan, saya mungkin tunjuk yang minggu ni dahululah, yang baru kita buat. Okey. So saya rasa kebanyakan mungkin mengharapkan NFP. So NFP adalah key untuk minggu lepas. Okey. Tetapi siapa yang cuba trade NFP mungkin agak kecewa lah. Sebab pergerakan dia macam tak ada apa. Even gold pun dia macam sideways dalam range yang kecil sahaja. Cuma sebelum market close adalah dia naik sedikit lepas tu turun. Okay. Tapi saya rasa kebanyakannya mungkin agak disappointed lah dengan news NFT. Dia tak seperti yang biasa. Walaupun data dia ada yang keluar merah, ada yang keluar hijau. Okay. So orang yang akan ada pergerakan yang besar. Tetapi market macam very quiet. Okay. Sama ada dia orang kata mungkin dah orang kata dah react to the previous events ataupun market dah pricing sebelum NFP. Dan of course kita ada isu Ukraine Russia lah. So that's always is a headline for ni. Okay. So apapun tak apa.
Cikgu Rashid.
Yeah.
Adakah di news semalam tu kategori mixed data?
Yeah, actually that's the point. Actually kalau tengok kat sini, it's actually mixed. Okay. Number one, there is a disappointment on the job data. Okay, not so much. Okay, it's within 492, 400. That means almost 10%. It's about 50. It's only about 10% differences. Okay, 10% plus. But this number is actually quite good. But again, this is in a way, I think market already priced in to set that because this was something market was expecting will be good. Okay, so and of course
average hourly earning.
Average hourly earning is very good actually, 3.6. But the problem is like
the one 0.4. Cikgu Rashid.
Oh, sorry. Average hourly earnings. Okay, actually this is not this is orang kata tak memberi apa-apa kesan sebab ini memang expected will be the same.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, but tapi kalau benda ni jadi 0.5 ataupun 0.6, maybe we would have seen some ni. Tapi yang data yang ni is actually is a very good measure. Tapi benda ni dah orang kata dah pricing couple of days before ni. Okay.
Baik.
Tapi of course nevertheless NFP kali ni is orang kata apa ya? Dah almost the second NFP kan? Second NFP. Ya, betul. Second NFP after Ukraine Russia punya issue. Okay. Last month was quite ni. Tapi this month I think because this issue still there are so many things going around. US making releasing dia punya strategic petroleum reserve, etc. And Russia is asking Euro to buy the natural gas in rubles. Okay, so there's so many things going around. So this geopolitical issue is kind of taking over to a certain extent. So that's why data economy NFP kali ni is a bit subdued. Okay, so other events this geopolitical is a much bigger volatility than the NFP itself per se. Okay, so next week saya tunjuk next week dulu. Okay, so kalau tengok kat sini next week actually macam biasa Monday is a bit quiet. Okay, and then Tuesday is just a speech and survey, so nothing much. Okay, Wednesday there's a cash rate, so Aussie expected to be volatile. Okay, and of course when Aussie we also sometimes, although it's not directly, but Kiwi also Kiwi maksudnya NZD lah. Okay, it's also expected to move in the similar direction, except for the fact this might be a lower volatility, okay, compared to Aussie lah. Kita ada speech, but I don't think it will make any much changes these days because next FOMC is early May. I think 4 atau 5 masa just raya ketiga, raya keempat, I think. Okay, so next FOMC meeting will be the one, the focus. This is just a meeting minutes. I don't think there will be any much movement. Okay, and then there's a speech, I think much. Canadian on Friday will have some impact. Okay, so we just need to look out whether it's a green or red on the news. So in summary, I think next week is very quiet except for Aussie and Canada. So although it's only 2 news, but of course US dollar being orang kata big Uncle Sam, okay, this will be always a key. And of course with the Ukraine-Russia issue, JPY at this point, of course, it's very weak, okay, but this geopolitical issue might also impact suddenly, okay, become a bit stronger lah. It depends the outcome. Sama ada Russia making any aggressive moves. Sebab saya semalam saya rasa Ukraine somehow dia tembak rasanya helikopter ataupun dia punya is actually across the border to Russia. So but of course Ukraine, I don't know whether they deliberately did it or it just orang kata some kind of initial orang kata test the water punya move, that kind of thing. Sebab dia nak lawan dengan Russia, even NATO ataupun US pun belum buat first move. So I don't know whether Ukraine purposely did it or it was some kind of a mistake. Okay, so let's see how it folds out, unfold. Okay, then JPY or Chef might make their move lah safe haven. But at this point, US dollar is the main safe haven. But these two probably will take over as a safe haven if things becoming out of control lah. Okay, so itu saja untuk news next week.
Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. Oh, news pun ikut puasa, kurang dia punya tu.
Itulah, saya pun macam bila saya tengok tu
ringkas
next week,
dia.
Ringkas je, tapi as we know, I think it's going to be Ukraine-Russia issue for next couple of weeks or next couple of months, depending how long, how far Vladimir Putin will try to bring this conflict. Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, we will look into maybe orang kata maybe I started off with the equity dulu lah. Tengok macam.
Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid.
Tunggu goal apa semua tu maybe a bit later.
Yes.
Okay. So saya start off maybe equity atau kita tengok oil dulu lah. Because oil, I think there's some kind of a reduction from the high. Okay, so first we look at the daily time frame. Saya rasa last week kita ada briefly mention, I think oil daripada 115 the previous week, I think last week it was only attempting over 110, but then since then dia dah almost cuba break 100 lah. So sekarang ni is staying below $100. Okay, hopefully with all the effort ataupun Biden announced on the strategic petroleum reserve and all the support that he's giving, and he's asking the apa kata some of the big corporates to go and explore the oil, and then asking other countries, OPEC countries also to increase the supply output. So that will put pressure on the oil price to the lower side. Okay, this is a bit unexpected untuk Biden untuk buat. So that's why I think it's pressuring the oil price to go lower lah. Okay. So with that, we are expecting maybe oil, okay, since it's staying below 100 right now or close below 100, we probably might see a bit of a correction, probably to meet 100 to 110, which is about 105, something like that. Then create maybe a lower high, okay. Then try to break this trend line and then maybe push down to about 95 and probably to 90. So it looks like from 105 probably can drop down to about 95 to 90 punya zone lah. Okay. Then this for only next week lah. Then the following week, we don't know whether this act as support to push higher, or this support dia cuba test break low, then we probably come back to the 85 to about 75 punya zone. Okay, so this will be the zone market will be a bit comfortable lah, between 75 to 85 punya zone. Okay, which was previously sebelum apa tu Russia invaded Ukraine. So I think that will be the zone if everything goes well. Tapi kalau at this point still Ukraine, Russia still we don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, then probably will be hovering between 95 to 100. Okay, on the upper side here. That is somewhere dekat sini lah. It might be sideways around something here. Okay, but if it's some good news, then probably the sideways will happen on the lower side, on this lower quarter. Otherwise, it will go on this side. Okay. At this point, we are not looking oil price to go up, push higher, because US being among the big top exporter of the oil as well, they made some move already. Okay, so I think that will put pressure. Maybe 110 might be the resistance for some time. Okay, we are not expecting anything more than 110, or worst case under 15 lah. Okay, we are not expecting anything more than, but anything goes higher, it will not be good for Biden. Okay.
Okay.
So it's for political reason, and the midterm election coming in our next 5-6 months. Okay, so Biden really needs to ensure the inflation is not keep going up. It's already on the highest. I think 2 months ago was 7.6. I think it was 7.8 or 7.9. So it's still on the high side. So the key contributor is of course the commodity ataupun the natural gas ataupun oil price lah. Okay, so Biden, that's why he made some orang kata big announcement 2 days ago. Okay, so this is normally he will do it only during the war ataupun betul-betul inilah. So he take it the current situation as is, that US probably going into war ataupun in a war condition. So he made a special exemption to release the reserve petroleum. Okay, so this on the oil. Okay, so we quickly look into the orang kata equity market. First, we look at the apa kata Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq. I think last week we mentioned